Welcome to 100 Yards of Football. I'm your host, Vincent Turner, and I'm starting something new. Everybody that's been following us know that we cover football inside out from high school, college, and professional. But we're going to do something this season very special. We're going to have a college basketball segment because you know what? Everyone knows I'm from the 901, Memphis, Tennessee. And this year, hopefully, it's going to be something special going down in Memphis because they got the 12th ranked team in the country. And I hope when it's all said and done at the end of the college basketball season, the Final Four, which is going to be held in New Orleans, the Tigers become one of them Final Four teams. So starting today, he had joined me a couple of months ago, but he's going to be with me every other week talking college basketball, talking about all the great teams out there. And I consider him royalty. Today, he's coming from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. He played with the University of Oklahoma from 1984 to 1987. I know a lot of people kind of get that misunderstanding because at the time, the Sooners were booming in football. But however, they was also booming in basketball because they had one of the top players that ever played the game in Raymond Tisdale. But you know what? They had a young man that was right beside him that was just as good. He was a two-time Big 8 first conference player. Drafted by the Boston Celtics, fourth round in the 1987 draft. But one other thing that I'm so blessed with that I didn't know this morning when I was looking up him. Yeah, see, I do my research on my guests. He's the fifth time all-time leading scorer in Oklahoma basketball history. So we're going to talk about the Memphis Tigers, who last night opened their season against the Tennessee Tech Owls. The score ended up being 89-65. And this is a very special Memphis team. So he's going to help me talk about the Tigers. What do you think the outlook is going to be for the season? My man, Mr. Darryl Kennedy, University of Oklahoma. I knew college basketball insider. How you doing this morning, sir?
What's going on, Vince? What's going on, man? I, I see you doing all these good things on here. I see you doing all these good things.
Yes, sir. Well, you know what? Hopefully that you'll expand our college basketball knowledge and tell us what you think about some of the teams in this upcoming season. Because, see, like these other platforms out there, you got so many people that think they know the game. But what's so special here, 100 yards of football, we got something special. See, on the football side, we got a 12-year vet that was a first-round pick of Florida State University. Then on the college basketball side, we got a young man, yourself, that played at OU. That was a fourth-round pick with the Boston Celtics. But let's start with, before we get into your history, because you know I'm going to ask you a question about Raymond Tisdale today before you leave off my show today. But let's talk about my Memphis Tigers last night. They opened up against Tennessee Tech, 89-65. I do have some concerns, but I'm going to start with Amani Bates. What did you like about him? What did you see in this game last night?
Oh man, he was you can already tell he's gonna be the heart of the basketball team, man. You know, he hit a couple of threes. He crossed one guy over for Tennessee Tech and left him standing there cross-eyed. And you know the whole crowd went crazy when he shot that jumper. I was like, ooh, this kid right here, he's gonna be something special. Him and the other kid Durham. They're both pretty good. Durham blocked the shots, and Bates will finish it up on the other end because Bates he had some skills. He had about 6 or 7 assists too. He's gonna be a nice one.
Let me ask you this, man. You played with Raymond Tisdale. Y'all had great runs in the NCAA tournament. So you played against a great player that was at a very high level back in the mid-'80s. Went on to a great NBA career. But my thing with you, compare Raymond Tisdale, because we're going to put Raymond Tisdale in that bucket of greatness. Compare Amani Bates. What do you see him in the next few years getting into that bucket of greatness?
Well, as far as being a freshman, Ibani's going to be a great one because he's already coming in, leading the team in scoring, and that's what Wayman kind of did when he got to OU. As soon as he got there, he was an immediate impact. And this kid Ibani, he seems like he's going to be an immediate impact on Memphis Tigers game. He has the ball in his hand pretty much the whole time, and he's a little floor general. He seems like he has a lot of energy And that's what most freshmen always have, and that's how Wayman was too. He was very energized, jumped all over the place. If he made a dunk, oh my God, we'd go crazy, scream and holler for 20 minutes. Nowadays we're more like just give him a little tap on the, give him 5 and keep it moving. Back in the day, jumped all over the place, screamed and hollered. They'd have to call a timeout. Crowd would go crazy, and it seemed like that little kitty Bonnie Bates. He's on that same type of mission. He's got a lot of energy.
Okay, let's talk about the other special young man, another highly acclaimed freshman, Jalen Durham. 5 blocks last night. You just mentioned he had a block, 15 points, 6 rebounds. What you love about him, and really when you look at Jalen Durham, what I came away from the game last night, he made the game look easy to be so young. Talk to our listeners out there. Why did he make the game look so easy last night?
He seems like he has great timing. He has good timing on defense. He's a tall kid. He has great. I mean, all I can say is he has great timing because one kid tried to shoot one time, went up, and before he could even get up and pump fake him a couple of times, Durham was right there on his shot and beat it up. I said, man, that he has some ability. He's gonna be a shot blocker. He'll probably end up catching up with coming to some of those old Memphis stars, William Bedford and Keith Lee's block shot leaders. I'm sure he'll catch them by the time he's finished. But no, he might not last for 1 or 2 years.
Okay, I'm going to take away some really important game stats last night. 39 of 59 from the field. They shot almost 60% for the game. 13 of 26 from the three-point line. Free throw, I got to give him an F, man. 6 of 11 because free throw shooting is very important here. But another thing I liked about they had 10 block shots, 10 offensive rebounds. But the key to any good team, and maybe you can help me out, Mr. Darryl Kennedy, is that to be great, you got to be able to handle the ball. Last night, 17 turnovers.
Yeah, they did have
as a player, and you played at that level, played with Tim McAllister that was in the backcourt with you at Oklahoma, Anthony Bowie, who went on to play with the Orlando Magic. How important is you to protect the ball when you're talking about going into that elite status in college basketball?
Well, that might be their Achilles heel. That might just be their Achilles heel. Free throws and turnovers. And freshmen, if you have a lot of freshman kids and y'all are underclassmen, that tends to happen a lot. But sometimes you can have a better. This Bates, he seemed like he gonna get it under control. He seemed like he'll calm down a little bit. But they were real excited. You could tell it was the first game of the season. That's probably why they had a lot of turnovers and missed a lot of free throws because everybody was so excited. But overall, Memphis looks like they're gonna be close to a Final Four team to me.
Okay, this is the thing. I go back here recently. When I was thinking about my notes for our show today, and I go back to that 2007-2008 season that was just unbelievable in the city of Memphis. And that great team that had Derrick Rose, Antonio Anderson, Chris Douglas Roberts, Robert Dozier from Lithonia, Georgia, where I'm living at, not far from my house. Then you had the great Joey Dorsett, Baltimore, Maryland's finest. You had Andre Allen. Okay, from an offensive standpoint, Derrick Rose could go get buckets. Chris Douglas Roberts can go get buckets. But the third guy, and to me, to be a championship level basketball, you have 3 guys that can go get buckets. But collectively, Joey Dorsett, Robert Dozier, and Antonio Anderson filled that role as a third player to get buckets. When I look at this roster right now, Amani Bates and Jalen Durham are going to get buckets. But to me, for Memphis, if you want to have all eyes on the 901 down on the Mississippi River, Josh Mayotte, Landis Noley, Lester Kunis, Earl Timberlake, even Tyler Harris or Alex Lomax, somebody got to be their third wheel. And if that happens, I think Memphis is going to be special. When you played at your high level with Raymond Tisdale was the first wheel. You was the complementary wheel. Who's the third wheel on that basketball team that got y'all far in the Midwest Regional Finals in '85?
Yeah, I hope they can keep it together, and it's going to always take a great chemistry as far as a team effort. And you always do have to have that third man. You always have to have somebody else that's going to have to take up the slack, just in case, Bates and Durham, and I'm sure they have a few upperclassmen that know what they're doing. And we probably skipping their names right now because we're talking about Bates and Durham because they're the young guys on the block. But It's always going to be some elder guys. It's always going to be an upperclassman to show the younger guys what to do, and hopefully they'll keep their stuff together and they can make it a long way this year.
Okay. Let's move on to your career.
Ooh,
And you know, when I'm gonna ask you about your time playing with Raymond Tisdale,
mm-hmm.
the guy always had a smile on his face, and like you said, he dunked on people and played the low post position very well. He was really something hard to handle. But the key thing I want to take from the day and tell our audience out there, what made Raymond Tisdale so special as a player and a person?
Right there, I can't hear you. You broke up. I didn't hear anything you said.
I said, what made Raymond Tisdale so special as a player and a person?
Oh man, man, I've been on this music still, man, for years, man. People don't understand the music is pretty much what made him such a beautiful person at his heart, because it always calmed me down. Anytime I had a problem, I would always just pull out one of his CDs and just kind of listen to it, man, because it was just beautiful jazz music, and he played so elegantly. For somebody to be so big and so the giant man, he had such a lovely voice within his music.
Yes, sir. Well, like I said, thank you today for joining us here on 100 Yards Football. Mr. Kennedy will be joining us every other week to talk about some of the top college basketball teams in the country. Final words, Mr. Darryl Kennedy, here today on the Memphis Tigers in their quest to be in the Final Four in New Orleans.
Well, hey, all I can say is good luck. Hope they don't run up against my Sooners no time soon. Back in the day, we played the great Memphis Tigers a couple of times to go to the Final Four, and they beat us in Dallas. So I know you might remember that. That was the last time I played with Wayman that year, and they beat us, and they went on and lost. I can't remember who they lost to, but I know we lost to them, and Wayman had a great game. We all pretty much had a great game, and we thought we got screwed a little bit, but I hope Memphis can get there. I like Memphis. Memphis has always been a great basketball team and a great basketball organization.
If you like the video day, please come in and share it. You've been listening to our first college basketball pregame show of the season. Today we highlighted my home team out of the 901, the Memphis Tigers. So if you like the video day, please come in and share it. I'd like to say thank you. I'm Vincent Turner. And joining me today out of Oklahoma City was Darryl Choo Choo Kennedy, two-time first-team Big 8 all-conference player and the fifth-time all-leading scorer in Oklahoma basketball history. Thank you. God bless. And to my producer, Mr. Logan Landis, for making it happen today here on 100 Yards of Football. Y'all be blessed.